Tinnitus. That ringing in your ears you got from the firing range, the flight line, or riding in armored vehicles for years. It is the single most claimed disability at the VA. Over 3.2 million veterans receive compensation for tinnitus. And a huge number of veterans who have it still have not filed.
Think of your VA claim file like a house you built but never finished. You moved in and you are living there, but there are entire rooms you forgot to put doors on. Tinnitus is the room most veterans walk past every day without realizing it counts.
I know a veteran who served 20 years in artillery. He filed for hearing loss and got rated, but nobody mentioned tinnitus. He assumed ringing ears was just part of getting older. It was not.
And here is what the system will not tell you. Tinnitus is just the beginning. Sleep apnea, migraines, scars, mental health secondaries. These are all rateable conditions that get filed at a fraction of the rate they should be. The VA does not send you a checklist of everything you qualify for. You have to know what to ask for.
This is VA Benefits 1.34. Today, we are covering the most commonly overlooked disabilities and how to claim each one. And stick with me to the end, because we are covering static conditions and why that designation protects you from future re-examinations. Quick intros before we jump in.
Michael here. This is the kind of topic I could talk about for hours.
Hi, I'm River. I like connecting dots across different worlds. This is perfect for that.
I'm Fenrir. There is a twist in this story that caught me off guard.
Good to have everyone. Here we go.
Sleep apnea is one of the most underreported conditions among veterans. A veteran I spoke with had severe PTSD, and his sleep study showed obstructive sleep apnea. His doctor explained that the chronic sleep disruption from PTSD directly contributed to the apnea developing. He had no idea he could file for it separately.
Under diagnostic code 60847, if you use a CPAP machine, that is automatically a 50% rating. And sleep apnea frequently connects as a secondary condition to PTSD, traumatic brain injury, or rhinitis through 38 CFR, section 3.310.
Think of secondary service connection like a chain reaction. Your service caused condition A caused condition B. The VA rates both, not just the first one.
The problem is the nexus letter. The VA will not just take your word for it that your sleep apnea connects to your PTSD. You need a medical professional to write an opinion saying the two conditions are connected. Without that letter, the claim gets denied and you think you tried and failed. You did not fail. You were missing a piece of paper.
Now let us talk about migraines. Under diagnostic code 80-100, prostrating attacks averaging once a month earn a 30% rating. Many veterans have migraines secondary to traumatic brain injury or cervical spine injuries and never connect the two.
One veteran I know filed for a neck injury from a vehicle accident during deployment. He got rated for the neck, but never mentioned the migraines that started right after. His doctor later wrote a nexus letter, and he added 30% to his overall rating.
That is the chain reaction again, River. Neck injury leads to migraines. Both are rateable. Both deserve a claim.
Here is something the VA claims process does not make obvious. When you get rated for a knee condition, the VA does not tell you that your knee problem is probably causing hip, back, and ankle issues on the opposite side. You compensate for years, your gait changes, and suddenly you have 3 more rateable conditions that all trace back to one service-connected injury.
These are called musculoskeletal secondaries, Fenrir, and they are some of the most commonly overlooked claims in the entire system. A veteran with a service-connected left knee injury who develops right hip pain from altered gait has a legitimate secondary claim under 38 CFR section 3.310.
It is like a car with a flat tire on the front left. You keep driving on it, and 6 months later the alignment is destroyed. The front right tire is bald and the axle is bent. One problem created 3 more.
And then there are scars. This is the one that surprises people. If you had surgery for any service-connected condition, the surgical scar itself is separately rateable under Diagnostic Code 70, 800 through 70, 805.
A painful scar on a limb or trunk is rated at 10% under Diagnostic Code 70, 804. Most veterans who had knee surgery or shoulder surgery never file for the scar. That is a rating sitting right there.
And stick around for Scene 5, because static conditions change everything about whether the VA can reduce your rating later.
Mental health is the one that veterans often know they have but resist filing for. Think of it this way. If your service gave you a broken knee and you filed for it, nobody would judge you. A broken mind from combat or military stress deserves the same recognition. That is not weakness. That is a rateable condition.
PTSD, depression, and anxiety are all rateable. But here is the part most veterans miss, Michael. Mental health conditions frequently qualify as secondary to chronic pain. If your service-connected back injury causes depression, that depression is a secondary claim.
A friend of mine was rated for chronic lower back pain at 40%. For years he dealt with depression but never connected the two. His therapist wrote a nexus letter, and he added another 50% to his overall rating.
Now let us talk about something nobody thinks is rateable. Sinusitis and rhinitis. You spent years breathing in burn pit smoke, sand, and diesel exhaust. Chronic sinusitis is rated under Diagnostic Code 60, 514.
The PACT Act expanded presumptive conditions for burn pit exposure. If you have chronic sinus problems and you served near burn pits, you may have a presumptive claim you did not know about.
And rhinitis connects to sleep apnea. Chronic nasal obstruction contributes to obstructive sleep apnea. So now you have a chain from burn pit exposure to rhinitis to sleep apnea. 3 conditions. 1.
This is the part I told you about in the opening. Static conditions. When the VA rates you for a disability, they can schedule future reexaminations to see if your condition has improved. If they decide it has, they can propose reducing your rating. That is called a rating reduction, and it happens more often than you think.
But here is what most veterans do not know. Certain conditions are considered static, meaning the VA does not expect them to improve. Tinnitus is a perfect example. Once you have it, it does not go away.
Think of it like a permanent stain on a shirt, Fenrir. You can wash it 100 times, but it is not coming out. Static conditions are medical stains. The VA acknowledges they are permanent.
The key document is your VA code sheet. That is the internal document behind your rating decision that lists every diagnostic code and whether each condition is marked as static. You can request your code sheet by calling the VA at 1-800-827-1000 or through a VSO.
Under 30, 8 CFR, Section 3.327, the VA is required to schedule reexaminations when improvement is expected. If your condition is static, you should not be scheduled for one. If you get a reexamination notice for a static condition, contact a VSO immediately.
If you forget everything else from today, remember this. Every service-connected condition you have could be connected to something else you have not filed for yet. Review your conditions, check for secondaries, and request your code sheet.
Let me bring this full circle. I know a veteran who went from 30% to 90% just by filing for conditions he already had but never claimed. Sleep apnea, migraines, scars, and sinusitis. All of those were there the whole time.
Remember the house analogy from the beginning. You built the house but never finished the rooms. Every overlooked condition is a door you forgot to put on. The rooms are already there.
And remember what River said about the chain reactions. Rhinitis to sleep apnea, knee to hip and back, chronic pain to depression. one service, connected condition can unlock multiple secondary claims if you know where to look.
Drop in the comments which condition you think you might have overlooked. Your experience could help another veteran realize they have been leaving a rating on the table.
Next video, we are covering National Guard and Reservist VA claims. Title 10 versus Title 30, two service, drilling injury claims, and when Guard and Reserve service actually qualifies for VA benefits. That is VA Benefits 1.35. If this series is helping you understand benefits you have earned, subscribe. We are covering every major VA program so nothing gets left on the table. Always verify everything with va.gov or an accredited Veterans Service Organization. Okay, it is quiz time. Let's find out what stuck. Think through each question carefully before you answer.
Quick ask before the quiz hit, like if we earned it, and subscribe if you want more. That is all we need.
A veteran is currently service connected for PTSD at 70%. He recently had a sleep study that diagnosed obstructive sleep apnea, and his doctor believes the PTSD-related sleep disruption contributed to the apnea. What type of claim should he file for sleep apnea? The correct answer is C, a secondary service connection claim under 38 CFR, Section 3.310, linking sleep apnea to his service, connected PTSD with a nexus letter from his doctor.
A veteran had knee surgery for a service-connected left knee injury during active duty. She now has a 4-inch painful scar from the operation. She is currently rated for the knee condition but has never filed for the scar. What should she know about claiming the scar? The correct answer is A. The surgical scar is separately rateable under diagnostic codes 70, 800 through 70, 805, and a painful scar on a limb qualifies for at least 10%.
A veteran has several service-connected conditions and wants to know which ones are protected from future VA reexaminations. Where should he look to determine which of his conditions are classified as static? The correct answer is A. He should request his VA rating code sheet, which lists every diagnostic code and indicates whether each condition is marked as static or subject to future examination.
River here. The story that sticks with me is the veteran who went from 30 to 90% just by filing for what he already had. Sleep apnea, migraines, scars, sinusitis. None of those conditions were new. He just did not know they counted.
Michael jumping in. The chain reaction is the concept I want everyone to remember. Your knee connects to your hip. Your PTSD connects to your sleep apnea. Trace every chain.
Fenrir here. Request your code sheet. That one document tells you which conditions the VA considers static and which ones they can call you back in for. Knowledge is protection.
If you only remember one thing from today, remember this. The VA does not send you a list of everything you qualify for. You have to build that list yourself, and now you know where to start. Next video, we are covering National Guard and Reservist VA claims. Title 10 versus Title 30, 2, drilling injuries, and the rules that make Guard and Reserve claims different from active duty. That is VA Benefits 1.35. If this series is helping you claim benefits you have earned, subscribe. We are covering every major VA program so nothing gets left on the table. Professor Erica signing off.